All right, folks, we're going to move right along here on set. Wow, this is so star-studded, it's unbelievable. Hogan Gidley, former White House Deputy Press Secretary. Oh, my gosh. Saved me so many times, you can't believe it, when I was in government. And Deroy Murdock, Senior Fellow at the London Center for Policy Research and a Fox News contributor. Hoagie, welcome. You've been on set before?
Never. This is my first time. Oh, wow. Birthday's tomorrow, Larry. I want to spend it with you.
You're kidding.
See? Right here.
Happy pre-birthday.
Well, we can sleep over on the set. I might be a little lonely for you, but you never know. I want to put a poll up. I'm not usually poll-driven, but there's a new Reuters poll out today that shows Donald Trump winning in the key swing states. Are we in position to put that up? There it is. 35 for Mr. Biden and 41% for Mr. Trump. And it goes down, what do we got? Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Now, swing states decide elections nowadays. National polling is a little bit misleading because it doesn't matter because you're given the population,
right?
You know, left-wing California, Illinois, and New York. But this is an interesting poll, which is why I wanted to raise it, especially given your anniversary here on set, Hogan Gidley. Yeah. What do you make of it?
Well, look, the last election in 2020 was decided by around, 42,000 votes. So those swing states matter. And what we're seeing is kind of a collective anger building against Joe Biden because of the policies. We're, of course, paying more for gas and for groceries, but for rent, for mortgages, for car payments, everything in our life has gotten worse under these policies. And Joe Biden keeps pretending like these things are just happening to him when they're actually happening because of him and what he's done. And he came into office and bragged about doing everything the opposite. Watch me change what Donald Trump did. And now we're relying on other nations for energy, for example. We're not exporters of energy anymore. So we have all of these problems, and he's to blame. And the American people realize this is him, and you can call it Bidenomics, and you can try to sell a bad product, but the people know better. They're not stupid. So it doesn't take a rebrand to solve this. It means a change in policy. That's the only way Biden can right the ship.
Deroy, one other point. We talked at some length at the top of the show about the UAW automobile strike. Some of these swing states, like Michigan, for example, but they're littered with car plants. They're old-fashioned car plants, whatever. They're not the new EV car plants that they're doing in the South. But these UAW workers, the rank and file, Deroy, are pretty furious at Biden because their real wages are going down, because their prices are going up, and he has given money like there's no tomorrow to this EV movement, and he's saying no more gasoline-powered cars. Their jobs will be gone. And that's a Biden issue.
I think it's a big problem for him, and not just because these people are suffering, will suffer if we make this big transition to electric vehicles, but in a sense, these are his people. These are, typical Democrat voters. They're unionized, they're factory workers, et cetera. These are supposed to be the kind of the base of the Democrat Party. So they must be really startled, think, our guy's in there, he's Mr. Pro-Union, and look at us suffering. So I think there's that sense. I also think another thing's hurting Biden. I agree with everything Hogan said about the economic fundamentals going as far south as they have, is the complete bait and switch we've gotten between what we were told we were going to get, which is this nice guy who was going to bring the country together, we'd be calm, and he'd just be this nice, warm, grandfatherly presence. And we've seen over and over again. We saw it in Maui when he was asked about that massive fire. What do you think? He said no comment. He was, didn't show up for any of the 9/11 commemorations. He was up in Alaska.
Huge mistake.
And then he was up there, joking around about, maybe being an all-American athlete and so on. And I think he's just turned out to be a very, very cold-hearted person, which nobody expected. So I think both the economic fundamentals, which we expected to be better, which are going downhill, and then this warm personality we were promised we didn't get. But when you combine both those things, it's not surprising that Donald J. Trump is leading in swing states.
We have a chart. Biden, likes to yell at Republicans for being the party of big business and wealthy people and all the rest of it. And he's the guy who's going to help the middle class and the lower income classes. Poverty has gone up significantly under Joe Biden. I think we have a full screen chart on that. There it is. Poverty under Trump versus Biden. Under Trump coming all the way down, record low. Under Biden coming back up. And frankly, no end in sight. This isn't an electoral issue so much, but it may be a minority voting issue at some point. And I want to add one other thing here, Hogan. We were talking earlier with Kevin Hassett, whom you know very, very well. Look at Trump has put out a white paper dealing with the UAW strike. Nobody else in either party has done that. And Trump has said, no, we're going to start to drill again. We're going to stop ending gasoline-powered cars the way this crazy climate thing is going to be. We're going to protect workers. He wants to protect workers. That's how he won in 2016, with a rallying cry to protect workers. And when I look at the poll that says Trump wins the swing states, I know they're polls and not votes, but it's a snapshot in time. I think people are figuring out they're going to bet on him again.
Who knew? Someone who is a billionaire businessman actually knew how to do policy that protected workers.
Yep.
He understood it. He did it. The people appreciate that, regardless of race, religion, color, or creed. People want to go back to those successes that we saw in record-setting time, and right now the failures are piling up, and people don't like it.
Including reciprocal fair trade, which he specifically mentions in his article. You know, I'm a free trader, but one of the things he taught me, there has to be reciprocity. And in this particular case, American workers, not just automobile workers, American workers across the board, right? Farm workers, cattle ranch workers, construction workers. If the other guy is jacking up their tariffs, then we're going to have to retaliate. We may not like that. Pure economic free markets won't like that, but you got to protect the workers. It's called America First, Deroy. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, America First, you call the golden rule. Do unto others as...
I love that. I love the golden rule.
Look, you know, hey, you're charging us 15% on this. We're going to charge you 15%. How do you like it?
Deroy.
Smack it down like that.
Golden rule
trade policy.
Trade policy.
Yes.
That is breakthrough stuff. You heard it first here. Deroy Murdock and Hogan Gidley.